Washington FTA benefited both economies. The presumptive Republican presidential nominee, Donald Trump, made numerous claims on how the pact needs to be changed to further benefit the financial growth of the U.S. Yoon Shin shares with us an expert's views on whether that's a possible scenario.
With the last two candidates dropping out of the race, Donald Trump has come a step closer to becoming the next tenant of the White House. And the attention of the international community is now on policy changes he might make with other countries in the world, including longtime allies like South Korea. Trump has continuously expressed disapproval of the Korea-U.S. Free Trade Agreement for years now. With rather a protectionist trade approach, he insists that the deal needs some fundamental changes so that it could actually be called a fair agreement for both sides. And these remarks are raising concerns that Trump may demand to revise the agreement policies, or even attempt to break the deal between the two countries if elected. However, political analysts say that this is an impractical scenario, and even if he does win the election later this year, the changes he says he'd make won't likely happen.
Even if he is elected president, Trump won't be able to make such changes so easily. There is a possibility that he may try to renegotiate on certain policies, but remember, it's a deal that has been agreed by both sides to benefit both nations. On top of everything, people should not take every single word he says so seriously, as he says a lot of things just for the sake of stirring controversy.
The Korea-U.S. FTA safeguards American manufacturers, and nearly 80% of exports of U.S. industrial goods to Korea are tariff-free, such as auto parts, chemicals, and consumer goods. The FTA between the two countries also reflect the two allies' long-standing commitment to maintain a strong relationship, one that is crucial to the stability of the Asia-Pacific region. Yoon Shin, Arirang News.
Koreans got an extra day off on Friday, sandwiched between a national holiday and the weekend. Naturally, hundreds of thousands flew out of the country or drove out of the Korean capital for quick getaways. But not all were hitting the beaten path. Kim Jong-soo took to the streets to learn how Seoulites who chose to stay in the capital spent this bonus holiday.
People in Seoul were determined to make the best out of Friday, the second day of a 4-day long weekend. While many outdoor festivities were canceled due to the sporadic showers, people found plenty of other things to do. At the COEX Center in Seoul, amateur and professional photographers gathered to check out the latest trends in imaging technology and observe professional works of photography by attending the 2016 Seoul International Photo and Imaging Industry Show. More than 100,000 people attended the show, where more than 200 companies were featured at over 1,000 booths.
I didn't think at first that I could come to the show, but thanks to the temporary holiday, I really got to see things that I'm interested in. I really need as much time as I can to study photography, so I consider this holiday as a rare gift.
I work in the art industry, and I couldn't go anywhere with my baby on Children's Day because it was so crowded everywhere. But thanks to the temporary holiday, I had a great time at this show.
Movie theaters were also packed with people as well, as moviegoers decided to spend their Friday afternoon by watching the latest releases with friends and family members.
I really think the temporary holiday was a great idea. My daughter could come home from her school dormitory so we could watch a movie together.
Baseball stadiums did not miss the opportunity either, as stadiums decided to give a 50% discount to outfield stands, and the pricing strategy was met with obvious fanfare. Passionate fans had gathered to Chamseo Stadium to watch the game between Doosan Bears and Lotte Giants.
It's really hard to find free time for our whole family, and I'm very, very happy that we got to enjoy the game together thanks to the holiday.
Undeterred by the rain, it seems that the people enjoyed the day in a variety of ways, making the holiday a very pleasant and memorable one indeed. Kim Jong-soo, Arirang News.
The temporary holiday was a last-minute government decision to boost domestic consumption deemed critical for economic growth. The intent was to encourage people to get out and spend a little bit, but will the economic benefits amount to what's been anticipated? Kim Mo-gyun takes a look at the adverse effects of this bonus holiday.
Koreans got an extra day off this month when the government designated May 6th a temporary holiday. There have been 3 other temporary holidays, but this is the first one designated to spur domestic consumption and boost a slowing economy, and it was planned to coincide with a month when domestic spending is usually at its height. Korea's Hyundai Research Institute projects the holiday will result in $1.1 billion in additional economic value. The institute predicts roughly $1.7 billion will be spent during the holiday based on the assumption that half of the entire population, or 25 million people, takes a day off. That's excluding the added value generated due to Koreans traveling abroad. But not everyone gets the day off. Only 37% of the country's 350 small and medium-sized businesses give employees a long weekend. And not everyone is happy about the holiday, which some say could be counterproductive.
The decision to have a temporary holiday was sudden, giving the public only a week to plan for the 4-day weekend, a factor that could work against the desired economic effect the government was seeking.
In addition, the long holiday means fewer workdays, translating to lower production and a drop in exports, which could hurt manufacturers and exporters depending on the output to fuel their businesses. Korea's Trade Ministry said April's outbound shipments amounted to $41 billion, down 11.2% from the year before. The ministry attributes the drop to an extra day and a half of vacation that month compared to the same month last year. Industry analysts say that loss of one workday leads to an export decline of between $2 and $3 billion. Kim Mo-kyun, Arirang News.
Banpo Hangang Park, a popular filming location and a hotspot for family outings and picnics, turned into a venue for a grand-scale samgyetang party on Friday. The green space hosted a massive group, 4,000 Chinese tourists, who were treated to a taste of traditional Korean food and K-pop. Kim Hae-sung has the full story.
400 tables, 4,000 bowls of samgyetang, a popular traditional Korean chicken ginseng soup, a whole lot of kimchi, and beer to wash it all down. This was laid out for 4,000 employees of Joy Main International Development Group who are in Korea on an incentive tour. Before coming to Banpo Hangang Park, the employees of the Chinese healthcare firm toured Everland Theme Park Friday morning, where they got to see 2 giant pandas that China loaned to Korea as a symbol of friendship.
This is my first time trying samgyetang. It's really delicious. It makes me feel healthy.
After the meal, music from Descendants of the Sun, a Korean drama that enjoyed rave views in China, could be heard, as Korean pop singer Lin performed her song featured on the popular show.
Great music, awesome view, and delicious food. It's perfect.
The group arrived in Seoul on Thursday. 16 hotels will provide accommodations during the 5-day stay, and 100 buses will take them to the tourist hotspots like Myeongdong and Dongdaemun. It's all part of a larger Korean government effort to attract more Chinese travelers who continue to give the economy a boost. According to the Korea Tourism Organization, the group's visit is expected to contribute more than $20 million to the Korean economy.
We believe that this is a great opportunity to promote traditional Korean food and culture. We will keep coming up with creative ideas to hold similar customized events for tourists visiting Korea.
This isn't the first massive Chinese group Korea has seen. In March, 6,000 employees from China's Aolan International Beauty Group visited Korea on a similar program, breaking tourism sales records.
With another group of 4,000 Jomain employees scheduled to arrive next week, it looks like this chicken soup party won't be the last. Kim Hae-sung, Arirang News.
Turning to a developing story now, a 6-ton Singaporean oil tanker collided with a fishing boat Thursday night, leading to the death of the fishing boat's 58-year-old captain. The oil tanker was leaving the waters off the southern port city of Yeosu when the accident took place. The vessel was later apprehended by the Korean Coast Guard. The captain of the fishing boat was pulled from the waters half an hour after falling off the boat. The Russian captain of the oil-carrying ship is currently